I'm muted. That's hilarious. Well, anybody watching this, there's nobody watching live yet, so thank goodness. But anybody watching the replay will notice that I was muted to start today's episode. Oh my goodness, you guys! I have been hard at work. As you can tell by the whiteboard behind me, and just doing some amazing stuff for our clients. I forgot to even turn on the microphone. Oh my goodness. Those moments. Yeah. Well, I will. I'll take one of these. Here as we go. Thank you for stumbling all over myself as we get started with this morning's live. But that's me, right, guys? I mean, you know what this is all about. There's always going to be an element of goofy and ridiculousness when it comes to an episode of this show with me. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday and happy Thanksgiving to all of my phenomenal American friends down there. So it is American Thanksgiving this morning. Well, today, yesterday. Yeah. Way to go, Michael. Get that right. It is officially American Thanksgiving. And so it's a long weekend for them, which is awesome. Now, as you guys know by my cup, I am not in the States. I'm in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And if you're watching this live, please put a 1 in the comment section. That would be great. If you're watching this live, put a 1 in the comment section. If you are watching this on the replay, put a 2 in the comment section. That would be great. Always good to know where and when people are watching. And today we have some phenomenal questions to get to when it comes to your marketing. So we got some great stuff in from a variety of different people. These are awesome questions. So we are going to dive into those. But before we get there, I just want to say next week we have some really great interviews. So next Wednesday and then the Wednesday after that and probably the Wednesday after that, we have some phenomenal live interviews that are going to happen. So keep watch for those. And as we are rolling into the holiday season, and we're getting things ready for that, I want to put a bee in everybody's bonnet here, a little earworm for them, that it's really time to start thinking about, if you haven't already, what you want your 2024 to look like. What do you want your business in 2024 to accomplish? Where do you want it to get to? What revenue do you want to be hitting? How many clients do you want to be serving? What does a day in your life start to look like in 2024? These are all things that the most successful people on the planet, they map this stuff out. They plan it out, right? They set a destination. They put a plan in place to get to that destination, and they go after it with everything they got. So I want to encourage you, okay, to sprinkle a little of that magic pixie dust onto your own business and your life so that you know where you're going, you know what you want to accomplish, and you know how you're going to get there. All right? So that's a good thing to start doing now for 2024. So with that in mind, let's jump into the mailbag, shall we? Jump into the mailbag. Now, for those who don't know, I pay a lot of attention to what's going on in the marketplace. I read tons of marketing email, and I'm on lots of different marketing lists so that I'm really gathering information as far as what's working really well right now. And in the new year, we're putting out more and more blogs and cool information and video blogs and stuff like that about what we're finding is working really well in the marketplace. That's something cool to look forward to. Now, let's dive into our first question, shall we? Okay. Oh, I forgot to put this one here. Welcome to the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle Friday mailbag. Man, I am on it today. Holy cow. Okay. So our first question comes from Mr. Mark. Mark sent this in on one of my social media feeds. I think it might have been YouTube. Anyway, he said, any tips for improving my content? My stuff is feeling really stale. Yes, absolutely, Mark. I have some tips on how to improve your marketing, and I actually have one of these frameworks. You know, these famous frameworks that people use and they talk about to do something so they remember it all the time. And so I call these the 5 A's. And the whole concept behind these is when you're in the trenches and you're writing or you're filming or you're thinking about and planning and mapping, you want to use these 5 A's as kind of a benchmark for what you're doing and kind of a launching spot for building effective content. And so the 5 A's are attention, authenticity, advantage, action, and amuse. Those are the 5 A's that help me make great content. I'll go over them again. Attention, authenticity, advantage, action, and amuse. The 5 A's. Now, what do those things mean? So, attention, very simple, my friends. Okay. Attention is your content should get attention. It should have great headlines. It should have good thumbnails. It should have snappy ideas, right? It should have good juxtapositions and stuff like that. Hey, is that Joak? Is that how you say that, my friend? Hey, Joak, welcome to the show. Hello, Joak. How are you, buddy? How are you? I hope you're having a fantastic day, my friend. A fantastic day. And we are getting to these questions. So number one was attention, as I said. So this is about writing great headlines. This is about being able to grab people's attention from the scroll, because people are using their phones, right? They're scrolling away. What are you going to do to snag their attention and to keep it? Okay. So A is for attention, and that's headlines and doing something snappy or something cool or something that somebody want to have value out of. Authenticity means talk from you. What do you know about? There's a lot of people who pretend to know things. They pretend to be something that they're not. They rent really fancy sports cars. They rent beautiful hotel rooms and pretend like they belong in those places. I hate those people. It drives me nuts. Right? So just be authentically you. Be you. Be who you are, where you are. I drive an Audi. I'm not going to pretend like I drive a Ferrari. Okay? The fact of the matter is you have to be authentically you. And that gives you courage because, Mark, then you can step up and go, hey, I know exactly what I'm talking about here. I know I can talk about this stuff. Okay? So be authentically who you are and solve problems and give value that's authentically to who you are and kind of what you're doing right now. Alex Hormozy talks about this all the time. We're going to talk about Alex, actually. The idea that solve the stuff and talk about the stuff that you're doing and that you know how to do, rather than try and pretend to be something that you're not. Okay? Ultimately, it just leads to stuffed shirts, and you're going to fall off the wagon because you're going to feel eventually like your stuff doesn't matter because it's empty. Okay? So attention is the first one, A. The second A is authenticity. Authenticity, to be who you are. The third A is advantage. Put a different way, what's the value that someone's going to get from your content? What's the advantage that they're gaining? Because, my friends, if you're solving people's problems, right? If you're in the business of solving people's challenges, then they're looking for an advantage. They're looking for some solution. They're looking for a way of getting ahead of themselves, of who they were yesterday, last year, of other people, of their competition. They're looking for an advantage. And so your content should routinely be solving advantages. It should be solving problems, I should say, and giving somebody an advantage. That's what I do with this 30-minute live show here every Friday, is I take these questions, right, and I give you advantages over other people that aren't spending the time understanding these resources. So your content should give your viewers, your listeners, your audience an advantage over others. That's the third A. The fourth A is action. Great content should inspire them to do something. Great content should inspire people to take a course of action, whether that is improving their day, whether that is taking the next step by buying something or downloading something or just subscribing to your channel, right? By the way, you should subscribe to the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle YouTube show. Just put it up there. Just as a little side note there, you should totally subscribe to that. That would be that's a big thing to do, is put calls to action in your content. Okay. And the fifth one, and this is the one that sometimes is a bit of a challenge, but it's the one that really helps you, is amuse people. Entertain them. The fact of the matter is that we are on our phones or on our computers. My wife is on TikTok and she's surfing away, doing her thing. She's there to be entertained and amused. So, amuse. Be interesting. Talk about stuff that makes a difference, right? change people's perspective on things, bring something new, be funny if you're funny, be genuine if you're genuine, be heartfelt if you're heartfelt, be encouraging if you're encouraging, right? This is where that authenticity comes in, which was number 2, right? But you have to amuse. The fact is, my friends, is that people have a limited amount of time. They've got a limited amount of bandwidth, and we are in the business of attention and focus. So if you're not amusing people, I'm going to sneeze, hang on, which is not amusing at all, but I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Gotta love live. Whoa. Anyway, it's gone. Okay. If you are wanting to get content that goes big, that does something amazing, that encourages people to do business with you or to pay attention to you, you got to amuse them. You got to be funny, entertaining, be goofy, be whatever it is, but bring some joy and levity into their lives a little bit, and it will make a very big difference. Okay? So Mark, tips for improving your content, the 5 A's. Once again, it is attention grabbing. It's authentic to you and where you're at and what you're good at. It is advantage. It gives the client, the viewer, the listener, the audience an advantage. Okay. It is giving them a call to action, so getting them to do something. And then ultimately, the 5th and final one of the A's is to be amusing. Do something that's entertaining. Okay. I hope that if you spend 25 minutes with me or so on a Friday morning and I'm in the background and you're doing your work or whatever you're doing right now, or you're on the bus or you're watching me on a Saturday or whatever this is, I hope that my antics and my information is interesting enough to be entertaining and amusing to you. That's my hope, right? You find value here. You find it's funny at times, although anyway, you know what I mean, right? And so that's what I'm hoping, is that there's an amusement level here and that you're enjoying yourself. That jumping on this 30 minutes on Friday mornings with me does 2 things. 1, you get great value out of it because you're learning about marketing your business more effectively and getting an advantage in the marketplace. And 2, I bring a little joy, a little happiness, a little smile, a little quirk, a little perk to your life. All right. So those are the 5 A's of building great content: attention, authenticity, advantage, action, and amuse. So I use those all the time when I'm designing and thinking about my content. Okay. If you guys found that valuable, all right, put a number 5 in the chat box for me. If you're watching this right now and you're watching live, put a number 5 in the chat box for me if that was valuable. Okay. If that was valuable. All right. So my next question, and as a caveat, you guys, if you have any questions or you want me to go a little bit deeper on one of these subjects that we're talking about here, you're like, okay, Michael, that doesn't make sense. Clarify this for me. Just let me know in the comment section here, you guys. This is a live. I'm taking your questions while we're doing this. So don't hesitate to just send me a quick message or whatever right here in the chat, and I'll be of service to you. I can do my absolute best. Okay. Stacy sent in this question. Her and I were on a Compass call, which is basically our consulting calls. So her and I were on a Compass call, and she sent me a message later in the day that she said, I saw you had Alex Hormozi's $100 Million Leads book on my desk. And she asked me, what did I like about it? So I decided, here are the top 3 things, my friends. The top 3 things I got from what is arguably probably the biggest marketing tool that's been put into the business world, especially the small business world, in 2023. Like, Alex Hormozi's launch for this was massive. What was there? I think 500,000 people were on Zoom to see the launch of this book. It was tremendous. He almost broke Zoom. Anyway, the fact is, it's a great book, and I distilled down 3 things out of this book. 3 of the sort of core messages that Alex talks about in this book that's helped him build a massive, massive company. He's well on his way to building a $1 billion enterprise. If you don't know who Alex Hormozi is, you should look him up. He's absolutely brilliant. And these are the top things that I learned from him as far as generating leads from this book. So number 1, I'm actually going to bring up the thing here. It's called the Core 4. Okay. And it is basically, there's only 4 ways that you get leads. Only 4 ways. And when he explains it like this, you're like, okay, that makes sense, because this kind of encompasses everything. We make getting leads really complicated, right? We make getting leads really difficult sometimes, and we muddy the water. And what Alex does in his book here is really simplifies it, which is great. and puts them into these 4 boxes. So, hang on a second. This is the box, so it'll work. Okay, there it is, right there. Okay, core 4. You've got warm outreach, cold outreach. That's one-on-one lead generation. You've got post-free content and run paid ads, and that's one-to-many lead generation. Okay, so Alex talks about these core 4 in here, and he talks about how to do each one of those 4. But what I loved about it was it simplified things for me. And I think it can do the same for you. That you're only looking to generate leads in one of those 4 ways. Okay? Either it's one-on-one direct reach outs. So you are reaching out to somebody, you're text messaging them, you're calling them, you're emailing somebody specifically, you're networking and creating a connection, and then you're one-on-one generating a conversation, you're Facebook messaging somebody, you're Instagram DMing somebody. That's one-on-one lead generation. And normally there's an established relationship there, and you're nurturing that relationship along. I basically built my entire 6-figure marketing agency on that premise. That's how I built in our first run rate, really, our first good solid year of working here, the last 18 months now into this year, that was how we built it. The next stage of our growth has been what is the other piece, which is the post-free content element. That's been the next stage for us, right? And that's going one-to-many. So you're doing a piece of content. They already know who you are. They have a bit of a relationship with you. You're posting a piece of content. So just like this, right? I'm doing this Q&A. And from that piece of content, people are like, I like what he says. He's interesting. I'm going to listen to what he says. I'm trying to sound like my buddy Jake Fowler here. And I'm going to listen, right? And then I've got to reach out to him after the 5th or 6th time that I've seen what he's doing. So you're just posting free content, right? Posting stuff out there, and somebody's like, I'm interested in what that guy has to say. Thank you for listening to what I have to say. Like, you're back and forth you go, right? And so you're posting free content to generate those leads. And ultimately, those are ways that you can use your direct relationships with people. The other 2 options here are people who don't know you. Okay? That's cold outreach, and that is run paid ads. I have done mostly the second one, the run paid ads. I've run ads many, many times. Some have really worked for me. Some have not worked for me. I have an ad that I run for my pet business that I can't turn it on. It's actually too good. It has filled up my grooming salon so fast, you guys, that I go from having a cash flow problem in my grooming room space in my pet business to having a labor problem. Right? If we ever have one of these where I'm saying people don't have enough work to do, I run the ad and it goes like this. Now we got way too much work, right? And we have a huge amount of cash flow coming in. It's great. And then slowly but surely it goes the other way. So I actually can't turn the ad on. I haven't been able to turn the ad on in 6 or 8 months from now. So paid ads are great because they allow you to attract people who don't know who you are yet into your business. Works very effectively. Okay. If you know what you're doing, if you have some guidance, if you're good at it. And you have a great offer. You got to have that. The other part is that you're either doing it yourself or paying somebody, or you're using cold email lists, or you're just direct messaging people on Facebook or Instagram who you think might be interested in what you do. We get those messages all the time, right? You've had those messages. I love the ones that they're like, they friend request you and you're like, okay, I know 53 other people that they know. I say yes. And then the next thing that happens is they immediately message me with like a 6 thumbnail scroll, right, of all the information about what their offer is. Like, would you like to know more? No, God, no. Leave me alone, right? Anyway, that is another version of cold outreach, right? Done poorly, mind you. But the fact is that those are the only 4 ways of doing it. So that was the first thing that I learned from Alex Hormozi's book, was just that you can slot every marketing activity you do into one of those 4 categories. So one-on-one people you know, one-to-many people you know, aka content. One-on-one people you don't know, cold outreach, and one-to-many people you don't know, paid ads. That's it. Okay. Number 2 out of the book was that none of them work. unless you're consistent. None of them work unless you consistently do them over and over and over again. Okay? By a show of thumbs up here in the comment section while you're watching this, okay? And you accomplish something awesome in your life, it takes consistency and commitment over that time, doesn't it? You don't build beautiful and amazing things by accident, just on a whim in the click of a finger. So these things take consistency. And so that was the second thing. He basically mentioned over and over and over again inside this is that, look, all of these methods can work. All of them can. People are like, oh, which one is the best method for me, Michael? Well, they could all work for your business, my friend. They could all work for your business. They could. It's which ones are you going to stick with consistently over a long period of time and iterate your way to getting great at so that they make a phenomenal first impression. People start to trust you and they want to do business with you. It's the consistency that makes the difference. So all 4 different lead generation methods will work if you are consistent with how you are going to do them and you keep iterating your way forward. A part of consistency too, I might add, which he talks about in the book, is that you should be assessing whether or not what you're doing is working. Did this actually do the trick? Did this actually work? What are the results? Right? We do this with our social media content all the time. What short form video is starting to really hum for us? Which ones are getting attention? Which ones are working? And then we lean into why, and then we try and do more of that. Okay? So those are the first ones. The core 4, number 2, consistency. And number 3 is money versus time. The number 3 thing that I learned from Alex Hormozy's $100 Million Leads book was money versus time. Okay? There are people out there right now that are better at things than I am that I would like to accomplish in my business. It behooves me to go and pay for their wisdom, pay for their education, pay for their hard-earned understanding and knowledge of my problem so that I can solve it faster. It really behooves me to do that. I mean, obviously you have to be able to afford it, but the fact is that when you can pay somebody $50, $100, $5,000, $1,000, whatever it is, 10 grand, whatever it is, to go, I'm here. I'd like to get here. There is a gap. I'm going to invest something to solve this problem. Those somethings are either time or money. So I can spend money and solve the gap by this time, or I can spend the time and solve the gap by this time. But if I spend the money and get to here, what else can I do after I've solved the problem? How many more iterations of my company? How many more iterations of me happen because I invested the money into someone else's wisdom to help me fast forward the process? So that part of things was a shocker to me because I was like, right, I'm basically investing the dollars into my future self is what I'm doing when I want to fast track some of this stuff. And whether it's growing your business, whether it's growing you, whether it's hiring somebody to do something so that frees up your time to do something else, you're investing time and money either way. And as he put it so beautifully in the book, we don't need to tell you which one wealthy people invest. And you might say to me, oh, well, they're wealthy. That's why they invest their money. No. That's how they got wealthy, is they were willing to fast track the learning and cut off years of challenges and problems and banging around and figuring the stuff out on their own in order to get it done faster. And I think those were the 3 big ones. And that one was a really profound one for me. That's right. I forget all the time that people are buying a result. They're buying a version of their future. They're not, that's what people want to do so often. So if you do that, my friends, if you're willing to do that, then you can go faster than anybody else. And you can accomplish things faster than you could before because you're gathering speed, you're gathering momentum, and you're gathering the wisdom and the knowledge of these other people. And so those are the three things that I really picked up from Alex's book. So 1, the core 4. 2, do any of the core 4 will work if you do it consistently. And then number 3, always take a look at your problems and find out if there's a way of investing dollars to solve them instead of hours. Because then you could just move on to the next challenge faster and iterate your way forward. Okay? Okay, so third question here we got from somebody here in the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle Facebook group. He said to me, I'm not sure what to post. Help! So, not sure what to post. Well, we talked at the beginning of today's live about the 5 A's of making great content. Okay, attention, authenticity, advantage, action, and amuse. So you can use those as a framework for how to make the what more interesting, how to make the what more engaging. But what do you post? Okay, I'm going to give you a very straightforward answer. Doug, use this. Use this. Okay? Use this. And here's what's amazing, my friends. Here's what's amazing is that to answer Doug's question very profoundly, this is an entire social media calendar of what to post. Okay? So this is January 2024, for example. Okay? And on January the 18th, our research has suggested that you post, ask people what content they would like to consume from your niche. What's their favorite type of content? Right? So we've given you a literal day by day. There's February. Okay. Here's March. We've given you a day by day posting schedule. And here's the cool part, my friend Doug, is that if you would like this right now, okay, you can follow the QR code right there. So you can scan the screen, follow the QR code. All right. Or you can get your free copy of this at time.thankyoumediagroup.com/go big, go viral in 2024. You can grab this. Okay. You can private message me if you want on any channel that you're watching this right now, and I will send you the link to pick up this entire social media 2024 posting calendar for free. We've put in over 100 hours of work into research, planning, mapping, strategizing how to lay out your calendar. We've put key dates in there, key events, key times of the year, all that kind of stuff. Plus, at the end, what we've done is we've given you a series of, remember I talked about attention, right? How to go viral and create great hooks, aka headlines, to get attention. So we've got 150 different headlines in here, on how to get people's attention, how to capture their attention. And I want to give you this entire book. We were selling this, and I realized I wanted to give it away for free as a gift from Time, my media agency, to you, because I want to get it into your hands. Okay? And I went back and forth with my team a long time. They're like, we put all this time and effort into this. You shouldn't be giving it away for free. And I'm like, you know what? The whole point of this is to get other people to use it. So I'm giving it away. This is our big Black Friday offer that's out there right now, is you can go and take advantage of, I'm not doing a sale. I'm doing a full-on grab this for free. And that is the easiest, fastest answer to your question, Doug. I'm not sure what to post. Well, get an entire calendar of posting already done for you. All you got to do is fill in the blanks, fill in your business. Okay. Now, the other thing to think about, and we actually give this as another gift to you when you get this, is who are you posting for? Right? Who are you actually talking to? So one of the ways to make this brilliant and beautiful and to use this to your absolute best advantage is to then go and say, okay, who exactly is my ideal client? And when you pick up this free book right now, we're going to give you my ideal client avatar course. It's called the 8 Key Questions to Knowing Your Ideal Client. The 8 Key Questions to Knowing Your Ideal Client. And we're giving you that workbook for free as an extra gift when you get this free gift right now. And that will help you understand exactly who you're talking to so that you can go out and build content that's brilliant for them. We've given you the content calendar. We've given you hooks, captions, ideas. We've even given you really good, high converting calls to action inside this book. And you're going to get the 8 key questions knowing your ideal client so you know who you're posting for, you know who you're posting to. This, my friends, is, let me grab my thing. Okay. That you can sprinkle onto your marketing plan so that you can get phenomenal traction with your content. Okay. This today has been all about generating leads, using your content, using your already existing Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn platforms to go out and attract your ideal client to you. And right now, you can get your entire year of 2024 planned out, figured out, and organized with one simple tool, and we're giving it away. Giving it away. All right? We were selling the sucker for $90, and then we had it on sale for $20, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to give it away. I'm going to give it away. So here you go. Follow the link below. I'll get this little thing out of the way here so you can see the QR code. You can scan the QR code if you're watching this on a computer right now. And you can go and you can check out this free tool right now and grab it. And in fact, let me take a look here. There we go. We have already had, just from the live right now, we've had 3 brand new people pick up this tool. So thank you very much to Darcy. Thank you very much to Rob. And thank you very much to Cynthia for grabbing this free tool. All right, my friends. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope you're having a fantastic holiday Friday if you're down in the States. A beautiful holiday or a beautiful Friday if you're here in the Vancouver area. It is gorgeous here today. It's a beautiful sunny day. And I hope you had a fantastic week. Okay? So once again, if you want to grab this free, amazing gift that we've put together for you to launch your 2024 business and get it really rocking and rolling, then scan the QR code or pop over to that URL right there, or just message me and I'll send you a direct link for it, right? You can just message me and I'll send you a link for it. You can leave a comment here if you want to, or you can just message me and I will send you the link. No problemo. And other than that, you guys, we are at our 30-odd minutes here. So once again, I want to say thank you for being on the Friday morning mailbag with me in the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. I have been Michael Bridgman. You have been awesome. This has been another episode of the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. And until next time, my friends, go out, enchant your audience, make some magic happen, and I will see you next Wednesday. Ciao for now.